Hi guys, today we are going to study financial statement MCQs. I'm going to teach you how to do a financial statement MCQ for 3 years, which is 2018, 2017 and 2016. Please do not forget to subscribe our channel to learn more with us, and also please comment and like our videos. Then we will be able to understand which areas you need to focus. Please type in comment column what areas we need to teach you in future. Let's start and let's move on to the question. These questions most probably tested on to 35th MCQ to 40th MCQ on every year. So let's move on. This is 2018, which I'm going to start now. Following a few balances extracted from the trial balance of Janaka's business as at 31st 3 2017. So now we have capital 300,000, stock asset plus 2,000 is opening stock 40,000. Then we have sales 250,000, purchase 150,000, carriage inward 3,000, debtors 35,000, insurance expenses 18,000, administrative salaries 26,000, financial expenses 4,000, discount received 2,000, other income 5,000, and discount allowed 10,000. Additional information they have given on this question. The annual insurance fee for the year is 20,000. So this is the amount you should pay in total for profit and loss account. And here they have paid insurance expense. This is the actual amount you have paid in cash. But this is the actual amount you should pay for profit and loss account. So you need to know the differences when you are doing the question. And the next thing they are given, 3,000 of the debtors should be written off as bad debts. So we have debtors here 35,000. In this, when you take for balance sheet, you need to deduct 3,000. So you will be able to get 32,000. Cost of stock as a 31st July 2017, which is closing stock, is 30,000. So let's move on to the question now. It's very straightforward. Every year you get 6 MCQs. So scoring 6 will give you 6 marks. So it's very easy questions. If you know the terms and understanding what are they asking, then of course you will not go wrong. Here they have said cost of sales for the year ended 31st 12 2017 is how much. So you all know the format. Sales minus cost of sales will give you gross profit. So I'll just put a small format for my convenience here. So which will make my time and your time saved in exams. We don't want to put format and do MCQs, but this is a way to represent that you guys are, you know the track, like you will not go miss when you are doing in this way. So particularly I wrote here the contents correctly means, then of course I can't go wrong on paper. So I can write here cost of sales. Yeah. So I have written here cost of sales. So under cost of sales, you will have few things. Opening stock. In this MCQ, they will not give more than this. You will have carriage inward. We can say purchases. Better. Carriage inward means the transport expense. To know these terms, I already taught in financial statement the other video. The link is below this video. You can go and click that and learn financial statement to do in paper 2. So when you have that overall knowledge, doing this is not that hard. So carriage inward is a transport expense. Whenever you are bringing a product from your harbor or port authority towards your business place, we say it as carriage inward. Then we have opening stock plus purchase plus carriage inward, and you will deduct something. We say it as closing stock, so, right? So we can closing stock is how much. Now we have cost of sales. Opening stock they are given already 40,000, so I'll record here 40,000. Then I will have purchases 40,000. Purchase is how much? 150,000. So I will. So whatever you are taking, you can also, if you wanted to not waste your time, you can just tick it. Here I can't tick it, so that's the reason I'm just hitting what is it, bolding the fonts. So I'll be able to know what I have taken. So here I have taken 40,000. Now so purchase carriage invoice. I need to say yeah they have given carriage invoice. So I will take this also 3,000. Okay. So we are done with these basics. Then we are moving on to the closing stock. What is closing stock they are given? Cost of stock as a 31st 12 2007 is closing stock. You can find the closing stock and opening stock by these dates. If it is year end, then of course they will say 31st 12. If it is starting balance, they will say first. So closing stock is 30,000. So I will record 30,000 also. So 40,000 plus 150,000 plus 3,000. What is your total? So we need to get this total. We'll be getting here 193,000. Okay. So and you need to deduct 30,000. If you deduct 30,000, you will be getting 163,000. So the answer for cost of sales here, this is number 4. I can bold it. Answer, you need to underline this in exam paper. So this is the actual answer we got. for this question for 2018. Then we move on to gross profit, which is the gross profit of the business for the year ended 31st 12 2017 is 87,000, 80,000, 130,000, and 160,000. Now finding gross profit is easy. You guys know what is sales, so I'll write sales here. So how much is sales they are given? Sales they are given as 250,000. So I'll bold it. I'll bring it here. So 250,000. I'm going to deduct from 160,000 is 250,000. So when I deduct, I'll be able to get the gross profit because sales minus cost of sales will give me gross profit. So 160,000 has been deducted means I'll be able to get 87,000. It's very straightforward. I can get gross profit. So I'm done with the basics, first two MCQs. So let's move on to the third MCQ. Every year you might expect six MCQs, and we have done 3 out of the 6 MCQs. So doing MCQs is very easy if you know the terms, and this is the same format they are going to ask. In 2017, I will do a bit different format. You will have financial position and you will have statement of profit and loss account. So you need to understand what is the difference between these two and how to do these two. When people see the sums bigger, if the sum is a bit bigger, they feel confused. Oh, there's a lot of things to answer. So I'm saying that you don't want to get confused. You know the format, then of course writing down is very easy. So let's move on to the third MCQ. We are done with the third MCQ. So we are moving on to the second MCQ. We are moving on to the third one. The amount of insurance paid in cash for the business for the year ended 31st 12 2017 is. Now this is insurance expense. Now they have given here one insurance they are given it as 20,000. This is the amount you should pay for the whole year. And also there's another insurance which they are given 18,000. Now the difference between this 20,000 and 18,000, this is the actual insurance you have paid and this is the actual insurance you should pay. But they're asking in the question, the actual insurance you have paid in cash. So what you have paid in cash, this is the amount you have paid in cash, 18,000. So this is the amount you should what to say pay fully when it comes to profit and loss account. They didn't ask in this question how much to take into profit and loss account. They ask in this question how much you need to pay. Okay, so you have paid in cash. So this amount 18,000 is the amount you have paid in cash. So I will record this paid in cash. I will bold it. So this is the amount we should pay in cash. So we have done the basics, which is 37th, 18,000. Now we all know why we took 18,000 because they are asking what is the amount paid in cash. So it's not the amount which you need to pay. Now you can, no, okay. I'll give you another reminder. This difference between 18,000 and 20,000 is 2,000. This is the amount you have not paid. If they are given by balance sheet, then of course there is an accrued insurance fee which you haven't paid. You need to pay in future. I hope you understood this. Let's move on to the fourth part, which is the amount of debtors in financial position statement of this business as a 31st 12 2007. So financial position means its balance sheet, how much you are going to take debtors into balance sheet. It's very easy. They are given here 35,000 as balance, debtors balance, and we need to deduct 3,000 as bad debt. So if I take 35,000 and deduct 3,000 from 35, I will be able to get, like you guys already see this, 3,000, I'll be able to get 32,000. So the answer is number 2, 38th MCQ. Now let's move on to the next question. It says that the net profit for the business for the year ended 31st 12 is. So we need to find the net profit. Already we have a format, so I can find it easily. So here I can start with other income. This is the part which we need to record after gross profit. So I'll record here other income. Under other income, what can we take? Is what I need to see before we move on to the next sum. Let's start with insurance expenses. We will not take 18,000. We will take actually 20,000 because that's the amount we should take into the financial, income statement. That's the amount we need to send. But rather than sending other, expenses, let's start with other income. So other income, have they given an income? Yes, 2,000 and 5,000. This discount received and other income. So I will take this two. Discount received is 2,000. We can write discount received as 2,000. And we can consider other income as 5,000. So discount received is easy. So let me consider it as 2,000. Then we have other income. I have given it, it's 5,000. So I have recorded here. So altogether, 2,000 plus 5,000 will give me 7,000, which I'm gonna add with the gross profit. So I'll be able to get an amount of 94,000. Then we'll move on to the next part, which is the expenses column. I'll write here expenses. So expenses, how much is my expenses? So I need to move on to the part. So I can take insurance expense, not 18,000, it's 20,000 because that's the amount we will charge for profit and loss account, not the amount paid in cash. So I'll take insurance 20,000. let's finish the additional information first. 20,000. When you are taking the expenses, see your additional information first. Do you have another expense? Bad debts. So we have 3,000. I'll record bad debts. Bad debts 3,000. So I'm done with recording that also. Then we move on to next part. Administrative salaries 26,000. I'll bold it. Administrative salaries 26,000. Right here, administrative salaries. You don't want to write like this and waste your time, guys. You can just edit and calculate, but I'm just giving this for your understanding. So it's making you say comfortable how to do the paper. And then financial expenses 4,000. So you can record financial expenses 4,000. So we record financial expense also. Then we move on to the next part. I'll bold it, bold this also. Then we have discount allowed 10,000. That's the last expense of the sum. So right here, discount allowed, right? 10,000. So altogether, what's my expense? I will take my expense total 63,000. So I can write here 63,000. Can put in brackets. Always remember to put brackets, guys. So you'll be able to. So 63,000 is the amount which we are going to take. I will deduct from 94,000 63,000. So my net profit will be for the business 31,000. So I will write here net profit. So once written, I will be able to find is my net profit correct. So I'll move on to the question now. It's yeah. So answer is number one because we have net profit 31,000. So if you know the format, okay. So writing the answer is not that hard. Just to plot it down and with your marks. The total equity of the owner of the business as at 31st 12 2017. Very easy. You got capital on the opening balance 300,000 plus your net profit. They are not given any drawings. I think in the sum. They are not given any drawings. If they are given drawings, you need to deduct it, but they didn't give drawings. So you need to get you need to take the opening balance 300,000 capital, which is this amount. I will write here capital 300,000 plus you will have another balance. We say it as net profit. You add with that 31,000. So 300,000 plus 31,000 will give you an amount of 331. So this is your total. So I'll consider my answer 48 is also number 1. I hope you guys understood 2018. So let's move on to 2017 without wasting our time because time is very precious. So let's start 2017 using the following information to answer question number 35 to 40. Following are a financial statement prepared for the year ended 31st 12 2016, and we have it is prepared by a trainee account clerk for the business which was started on 1st 2016. Employee rupees 330,000 by Sumudhu. So we have statement of profit and loss account and statement of financial position. Don't get upset by just seeing the sum. It's just a sum, so it will not harm you guys. Just a sum. So if you know how to do the sum, it's more than enough. But let me teach you how to do this sum. So they are given everything in a wrong manner. You will see sales, they don't add discount received here. They have taken cost of sales figures, purchases, all under expenses, so which is wrong. So we need to find it out. And if you see they are not given any additional information, very tricky. You need to be very concerned when you are doing this sum. So you have sales 250,000, discount received 3,000. I know these there are figures, but always read these things when you start a paper. Purchase 160,000, carriage unit 5,000, advertising expense 10,000, 12,000, bank loan interest 6,000, electricity charges 2,000, 1,000 discount allowed. What makes you read this? Because when you read, you know what figures are, where it is placed. So if you know to read it properly and take it in your mind, then of course finding the answer is that easy. So let's move on to financial portion, which is also known as balance sheet. Motor vehicle 300,000, furniture 100,000, debtors 30,000, cash balance 45,000. Equity and liabilities they are given 330,000. Capital net profit 56,500. Bank loan 50,000. Creditors 36,000. Accrued bank loan interest 2,500. So you don't want to find net profit because they are already given net profit properly. Which all the expenses only they have deducted. Though it is cost of sales purchase in final terms, it will also be deducted when it comes to part of cost of sales. So let's find out one by one. The cost of sales of the business for the year ended. Again, as I said on the last sum, put the format so you will not go wrong. I'll put a format which is convenient to me. I'll draw a format which will make my life and your life easy. So I'm going to write the format. I can write here profit and loss account because there are two things we are going to do. P and L. Okay, for your information, you don't want to write the whole thing. This is not a structured question. This is just a margin. Like you write in a corner. Write, do it in pencil when you're doing it in exams. As a tip, I can also give you. So that will make you guys focus much as possible. Pencil is always better. Sharpen your pencil when you do this and sharpen your knowledge with us. So moving on to the point we want to discuss. Now we have purchase 160,000 and carriage inverse. There's no opening stock, there's no closing stock. So if you write a format and keep, it's always easy. So I'm just writing for you to understand. There's no opening stock in the business, so you can just keep it plain. You don't want to do anything, right? Dash. And if you write, when it comes to purchases, you will be able to record amount of how much. Let's move on to purchase sum. It is 160,000, so I'll be recording 160,000. And we have, when it comes to carriage inward, we'll see how much they are given. Carriage inward. We'll move on to carriage inward. So carriage inward is a transport expense, as I said on the previous question, 5,000 rupees. And carriage outward, you don't take under cost of sales, you will take it under, where do we take? Under distribution expense. Give me a second. I'm going to take this down because I feel it's convenient to me, because I need a place for sales to write it down. So I can delete this. I will keep a column for sales to write. So then let me keep here. I'll write here cost of sales. I'll write sales. I just start with cost of sales because that's what they have asked on exam. So now there's no closing stock also. There's nothing to deduct. There's nothing to deduct. So I will consider cost of closing stock. How much is closing stock? Nothing. So you put a dash for that also. Just keep it blank. Then you will be able to find exactly what you're going to take to the other side is 165,000. So this is your cost of sales. Very easy. If you know how to do this, scoring is not that big task. That's why I always say, just know the way to do it. So you will not go wrong in your exam paper. So let's move on to the answer is B. I mean 265,000. Let's move on to gross profit of the business. Now they are given sales 250,000. So you need to deduct the cost of sales to get the gross profit. So we will take sales. I will bold what I have taken, so it will reduce my time. So sales is 250,000. I'll write here 250,000. Then I need to deduct 165,000, which is closing stock. So I will say this as a minus figure. 165,000, right? So now I'll be able to get 250 minus 165. What is my actual balance is a question. So I'll be able to get 85,000 is my gross profit. So I'll write here gross profit. So 85,000 is the amount we found. So this is 36. Then we move on to 37. The total of establishment and administration expense indicated. I think the total of, yeah, and administration expense indicated in the statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st 12/2016. So it's very easy. You need to find your administration expense. So let's move on. I don't want to write it in my chart and waste my time. I can directly move on to the question, because if they ask any net profit figures, no. So I don't want to now touch this chart. It's over. It's almost done. So I can move on directly to the part and see what is my administration expense. Administration means day-to-day expense. It will not include anything which is relevant to finance expense or anything relevant to selling and distribution expense. So to know more about selling and distribution and finance expense, please watch our financial statement first video which we have recorded, and the link is just below under this video. So now you can see here, advertising expenses is not a distribution expense. It's a distribution expense. It's not a part of administration expense, because distribution is something relevant to selling. So when you advertise, your main motivation is to sell. But rent is something when it comes to administration, you are using day by day. Like you use the premises, you need to pay the rent. So it is a day by day expense. So rent is 12,000, and we need to see, do we need to take any other thing? So 12,000, and you see there's something else we say as electricity charge 2,500, and I need to see, do I have any other expenses? I think I do not have any other expense. I will just see, do I have any accruals? No, nothing accruals. So this is the actual amount, 2,500 plus advertising expense. I mean rent expense 12,000 will give me 14,500. So answer 3 is the answer for 37 MCQ. So I hope you understood the 37th one. Let's move on to 38th one now. So 38th, 37th one. Yeah, we have done. 38th, what is the amount of bank interest paid in cash per year ended 31st 12 2016? So we need to find what is the actual bank interest paid in cash. Now, do you see this term paid in cash? So you need to be very concerned about what they're asking. They're not asking what is there in profit and loss account. They're asking paid in cash. Even in the last time we had the same issue. So you need to be very careful when it comes to this term. So what you have paid in cash is not the amount which you have presented under profit and loss account. That's the actual total amount you have paid. 6,000 is the amount you have paid under expense column. Do you see a liability something? Yeah, we have bank loan interest 2,500. Do you see this bank loan interest 6,000? So 6,000 is the amount you should pay, but you should, I mean, you have paid, you should pay 6,000. In that, you need to pay 2,500. So what is the amount you have paid? It's very easy. You have paid 6,000. You need to pay 6,000. So you deduct the 2,500 you need to pay. So you will get what to pay, which is 3,500. Okay. So answer should be. Then let's move on to 39th MCQ. The increase of equity of the business from 1st 12 2016 to 31st 12 2016 is 45,000, 56,500, 330,000, 386,500. So let's move on to capital and see. Now you see capital is 330,000. So they're asking this is your opening capital. From what amount your business is going to increase? They are not given any drawings on the business. So you will add profit to the net capital. So the actual amount of increment under capital is 56,500 only. So the answer is very directly. It's a bit confusing. They didn't ask what is the equity balance on 31st 12. They didn't ask, but they asked only what is the increase in equity. On the last year paper, we understood that they asked what is the final balance of the capital. But here they are just saying that what is the amount it has increased. So actually it has increased by 56,500. Then we move on. Select the answer which shows the total assets and total liabilities. Now again know the terms of this business as at 31st 12 2016. So let's move on to assets. Now you see here, they are given the total assets. How much? 475,000. We can directly take the total assets. And if you see, because these are all assets, liabilities, only two things are they are given, creditors and accrued, yeah, and bank loan. So these are all total liability because non-current liability plus current liability. Bank loan is a non-current liability. So 50,000 plus 36,000 plus 2,500 will give you how much? 80. Yeah, I'll add all these three total liabilities. 50,000 is your bank loan. Then I can write here bank loan. You don't want to write like this and waste your time, guys. I'm just showing you how to get these figures. And you have creditors and accrued interest. So how much is your creditors? Creditors is 36,000. Accrued bank loan interest is 2,500. Creditors, accrued, and interest. Okay. So creditors is 36,000. Accrued bank loan interest is 2,500. If you add all three together, you will get 88,500. So answer is total asset is 475,000, which you all see here, this area, and total liabilities is this three, which we say 88,500. So altogether, the answer is 475,000 and 88,500. So this 6 marks is that easy, but you need to know the words and the terms what they're asking. It will be very confusing if you don't understand the terms. You need to be very careful when you're writing this question. So let's move on to 2016 now. Use the following information to answer question number 35 to 40. Following are few balances extracted from Saddam's business as at 31st 12 2015. Stock as at 1st 2015, which is opening stock 30,000, sales 200,000, purchase 140,000, carriage inward 8,000, building at cost 400,000, building provision for depreciation is also known as accumulated depreciation. To know more about this words and terms, please watch our video on the below link which I have attached with this video. After this watching this video, you can see the video. Just I have typed under details column. So debtors 25,000, bank overdraft 18,000, creditors 30,000, electricity charges 9,000, advertising expenses 6,000, cash balance is 12,000, and discount allowed 1,500. Additional information, they have said the building will be depreciated at 5% per annum on straight line basis. Stock, which is closing stock 40,000, they are given. So cost of sales of the business for the year ended, they have asked 130,000, 138,000, 170,000, 178,000. As I said, always put a small format which is convenient to you for you to do the sum. I always do this even in my O levels. I did the same thing. So I'm following the same thing until now. You can write PNL. Here you can leave a column for sales and some space for cost of sales. Because most of the sums, in all sums, they ask gross profit. So sales, yeah, I'll start with cost of sales. You have opening stock, right? You have purchases, right? You have carriage inwards. These are the things they can ask in your paper, and most probably you will have closing stock, right? So now I'll start with opening stock. What is my opening stock? Opening stock is 30,000. So I'll take this. I'll write here 30,000. I'll leave some space because it's a bit nearby. Yeah, I'm putting on the cost of sales. It's opening stock 30,000. Then on the purchase, how much I need to take? I'll take 140,000. You might see here 140,000. So when you are doing this sum, you need to have your past papers with you. Then it is very easy for you to do along with me. So carriage inward, do I need to see any carriage inward is there on the sum? Yes, carriage inward is given 8,000. So I'll take 8,000. So I'm done with the addition part of the sum. 3,000, 30,000, 140,000, 8,000 give me 178,000 amount. I'll deduct closing stock, right? I'll put a small column this time. So I'll put a line. Closing stock. They are given in additional information. Stock as at 31st 12 2015 is 40,000. So I take this 40,000 and deduct from 170,000. So if I deduct from 40,000 from 170,000, I'll be getting 138,000. 138,000. Okay. I hope you guys understood this. So now 138,000 is the cost of sales. So let me take 138,000. Answer is number 2. The gross profit of the business for the year ended is 31st 12 2015. We have sales 200,000. I'll take sales on the sales column 200,000 and I will deduct 138,000 cost of sales. That easy when it comes to 138,000. So I'll have 138,000 this side. I'll deduct it from sales to get gross profit. Is that straightforward when you are doing this sum? So gross profit we will be able to get from deducting sales minus cost of sales. So we will be getting 62,000. So we found the second answer also. That's very straightforward. When you find cost of sales, finding gross profit will not take you much time. So let's move on to 37th MCQ. Select the answer which shows a distribution expense and an administration expense of this business in correct order. Advertising expense and discount allowed they are given. Advertising expense is a distribution expense, true, and discount allowed is also distribution expense because when you allow discount, you are also allowing a part of sale. So when you do sale and when you incur expense, we say it as selling and distribution expense. But they're asking administration expense, day-to-day expense. Depreciation of building is a day-to-day expense. Electricity charges is also day-to-day expense. Advertising expense is a distribution expense. Electricity charges is a day-to-day expense. So we will consider answer number 3 is the answer. Electricity charges is administration and discount allowed is distribution. Some people also answer this. The reason they think that administration and distribution both are there, but they're asking in the formal order. If distribution they are asked first, you need to find distribution first. Then if they ask administration second, you need to see administration second. That's how you find an answer when it comes to writing an answer for this. Then we move on to 38th one. How much is the net value of the buildings of this business as at 31st 12 2015? Now you might see the buildings cost are given. How much is the building cost? 400,000. We need to deduct the provision for depreciation to get the carrying amount. But we have one more thing. We say as depreciation for the year 5%. So with 400,000, I'm going to calculate the 5%. I will take 400,000 here. First of all, I'll do this here for your concern. I'll do the building depreciation. I need to know. I have 400,000. I'm gonna take 5%, 5 over 100. So which will be giving me 20,000. And also I have a provision for depreciation. What is my provision? I had provision for depreciation of so provision for depreciation is how much? We had 100,000. So I'm going to deduct 100,000. I'm going to add this to know my accumulated depreciation 100,000. So I will take 100,000. 100,000 plus 20,000. In total, I'll be able to find it out. So this 20,000 plus 100,000, I need to add it together in order to get my total accumulated depreciation or provision for depreciation for this year. So when I add this together, I'll be able to get an amount of 120,000. So I'm going to deduct this amount with the cost. Now cost minus accumulated depreciation, or we can say it as provision for depreciation. As you all have termed these figures in the way you like, we will say cost minus provision for depreciation. Cost minus provision for depreciation will give you how much carrying amount. So carrying amount I have written here. I should not write. This is a MCQ paper, so we can write in short terms. But for your understanding, I write it fully itself. So carrying amount, right? So cost is how much, guys? They have given 400,000. Okay, so I'll take cost 400,000. Provisional depreciation we can find 120,000 with the this is depreciation 120. Okay, so I'll be able to get my carrying amount as 280,000. So they asked the question. Let me move on. How much is the net value of the buildings of this business as at 31st 12 2015? 280,000 is the answer. Then we'll move on to the next one. What is the amount of current liabilities of a business as at 31st 12 2015? So we'll move on to current liabilities. So I'll see what are the current liabilities we have here. So I've taken these figures. So I'm done with this. Done with this. So what are these current liabilities they are given? Okay. Do I have creditors 30,000? Yes. Do I have any accrual adjustments? So I need to see that also under the column. Do I have any accrual? I need to see. So accrual also should be added. Now here they have only creditors plus you have bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is also current liability. So 18 plus 30 will give you 48,000. So answer should be fourth one. 18,000 plus 30,000 is 48,000. Now to know these terms, bank overdraft, why we take bank overdraft as current liability? As I always say, you need to watch the statement of financial position first video to understand these terms much better. Then of course doing this sum is not that easy. You need to make yourself sharpen by seeing that videos, and it will boost you up to do more on your exams. Then we have the total value of the value of the total assets of the business at 31st 12 2015 is. So they are given the total assets. Now we need to find my actual total assets. So I can write here total assets for your concern. I can get these figures. Now you have sales stock we don't take, but we take one thing under assets. We can start with non-current assets. Non-current assets 400,000, but we are taking the carrying amount 280,000, which is the building part. Building got 280,000, and we got debtors is 25,000. So I can add debtors also 25,000. Not 250,000, 25,000. Then I move on to the next column. Do I have cash? Yes. A cash balance of 12,000. So cash 12,000. Then I see that do I have any other inventories? Yes, I have inventory. Inventory stock as at 31st 12 is 40,000. So I can write here inventory 40,000. The inventory I have recorded here as 40,000. So I'm done with this adjustment. I just wanted to get my total. It is 357,000. I will get here 357,000. Now I need to see my total assets value as 357,000. So if I have found it, it's correct. So today class, I hope you guys understood how to do 2018, 2017, 2016 MCQ papers. In future, we'll be updating more videos on this financial statement and certain areas of your syllabus. Business studies videos will be updated in future. So for your information, I want you guys to remind again, please subscribe our channel to learn more with us. Comment on the comment section. How do you study this? Do you get something from us? And do you feel like you are getting more from these videos so others also can learn from this? Please share to your known friends. There are a lot of videos relevant to bank reconciliation, correction of errors we have updated. So you can go and watch on those videos and have a good knowledge. Before going to exam, just sit in a day. You can just before all the videos and it will be most helpful to score on your exams much better. So I hope you understood today, and I hope that you guys had a concern about what we have learned. So if you have any doubts, please do not forget to write your comment under comment column. See you then in the next video. Bye guys.